What if I told you that 3 grammar patterns are the only thing standing between you and real English conversation starting today? Let me get honest with you for a second. You probably understand more English than you think. You've heard it in songs, seen it in movies, maybe even caught yourself nodding along to podcasts. But the moment someone asks you to say something, to actually open your mouth and form a sentence, something strange happens. Time slows down. Your brain goes completely quiet, and a voice inside your head starts firing questions. Is this the right word order? Will I sound foolish? Are people going to judge me? Here's the thing, most English teachers will never tell you. And it changes everything. Fluent, confident English speakers are not carrying a textbook in their heads. They are not mentally checking grammar rules before every sentence. They have, perhaps, simply learned a small set of powerful patterns and repeated them until those patterns became automatic. That is the entire secret. And today, right here at English Unleashed Lab, we are going to build those patterns together, piece by piece. Fluency isn't about knowing every rule. It's about trusting the patterns you've practiced. So before we go anywhere, let me reframe the way you think about English grammar. Most people treat grammar like a long list of laws to memorize. But spoken English grammar is really just a construction system. You take a few building blocks, you snap them together in the right sequence, and out comes a sentence that works. And here is the beautiful part. Even tiny simple sentences count as real speaking. Saying, "I'm ready" is speaking. Saying, "I agree" is speaking. Saying, "I need a moment" is speaking. Every single word you produce in English is a win. So let's start building. And we'll begin with the one formula that holds every English sentence together. Every English sentence runs on a 3-part engine. We call it subject, verb, object. Your subject is who or what the sentence is about. Your verb is the action happening. Your object is what receives that action or gives it context. That's it. 3 slots. Fill them in order, and you have a working sentence. Watch how clean this looks in real life. I read books, she drinks tea, they play football. We watch tutorials. In every case, you can feel the natural left-to-right flow. First, who, then what they do, then what's involved. When you flip that order, things immediately sound off. Books read I. You can sense it's broken, right? But here's where this becomes genuinely useful for your daily life. Think about your actual routine. You unlock your phone, you open an app, you scroll through messages, you catch up on news. Every one of those actions becomes a clean English sentence the moment you drop it into the subject-verb-object format. I unlock my phone, I open an app, I scroll through messages. You just narrated your morning in 3 perfect English sentences. What would happen if you described 5 moments of your day using this formula every single morning? Within a week, sentence building would start to feel effortless. So lock this formula in. Subject first, action second, object third. This is the spine of everything else we're about to build. Now here is the grammar element that learners constantly underestimate. And dropping it is the #1 mistake that makes English sound incomplete. We're talking about the verb to be. Specifically, its 3 spoken forms, am, is, and are. These small words do enormous work. They connect your subject to a description, a feeling, a job title, a situation. The formula is straightforward. Subject plus am, is, or are, plus the detail you want to share. Simple, everyday examples. I am focused. I am tired right now. She is a university student. He is incredibly busy this week. They are really close friends. We are completely ready. You've heard these sentences 100 times because people actually say them constantly in real conversation. Here is where many learners go wrong. They drop the linking verb entirely. They say, I happy, instead of I am happy. They say, she very kind, instead of she is very kind. The meaning is technically there, but the sentence sounds broken, like a sentence with a missing wheel. Here is the rule that will fix this forever. It's simpler than you think. Pair am exclusively with the word I. Use is whenever your subject is he, she, it, or any single person or thing. Use are for you, we, they, or any group. That's the complete system. 3 subjects, 3 partners. Practice these combinations until they feel like breathing. I am, she is, they are. Once this pattern clicks, your sentences instantly gain a professional, confident quality. Can you feel the difference between he tired and he is tired? One sounds unfinished. The other sounds real. This next tense is the one you'll probably use more than any other. And it's built for exactly the kind of conversation you want to have right now. Present simple tense describes your habits, your routines, your regular patterns. The structure couldn't be more direct. Subject plus base form of the verb. No extras, no complications. I wake up at 7. I brew my coffee. I commute to the office. I wind down with a podcast. These are straightforward, natural, everyday sentences. But there is one adjustment that trips learners up constantly. When your subject is he, she, or it, a single third-person subject, the verb shifts slightly. You attach an s or s to the end of it. Think of it as the verb's way of signaling. Yes, we're talking about someone other than you or me. So, I speak becomes he speaks. I teach becomes she teaches. I watch becomes he watches. I go becomes she goes. And now you can talk about anyone in your world. My sister teaches primary school students. My colleague travels abroad for work. My neighbor runs every morning. My brother reads technical manuals. The mistake that kills this tense for most learners. Forgetting that tiny s. And it's an easy fix. He go becomes he goes. She speak becomes she speaks. Drill this with real people from your life. Your family members, your co-workers, your neighbors. Describe what they do daily. That's present simple. And now it belongs to you. Every great conversation involves sharing something that already happened. This is where past simple becomes your most important storytelling tool. Past simple tells your listener that an action is finished. It belongs to yesterday, last week, last year, or any point before this moment. The formula: subject plus past form of the verb. Clean and direct. I finished my report. She called me twice. He helped me move apartments. We visited a really interesting exhibition. They practiced all weekend. The good news is that most common verbs follow a reliable pattern. You simply add ed to the base form. Watch. Finish becomes finished. Practice becomes practiced. Call becomes called. Learn becomes learned. Walk becomes walked. Use these in real sentences, and you are immediately able to share your daily experiences. I reviewed my notes last night. I completed a practice exercise. I connected with a colleague. When was the last time you described your own day in English? From start to finish. But there is a group of verbs that refuse to follow the rules, and you've almost certainly already encountered them. We call them irregular verbs. They change their form completely in the past tense. Go becomes went. See becomes saw. Have becomes had. Come becomes came. Know becomes knew. These need to be memorized individually, but the silver lining is that The most commonly used verbs in English are irregular. So once you learn these, you've covered a huge portion of everyday conversation. Wrong form. I goed to the pharmacy. Correct form. I went to the pharmacy. The difference is noticeable, and learning it is absolutely worth the effort. You can describe the world around you. You can share your past experiences. But real conversation requires two more skills: the ability to ask and the ability to push back or disagree. That's where questions and negatives come in. Let's tackle negatives first. To turn any present tense statement into a negative, you insert do not or don't between your subject and your verb. I do not drink energy drinks. I don't enjoy crowded places. Now, when your subject is he, she, or it, the helper shifts to does not or doesn't. She does not use social media. He doesn't own a car. A very common error. She not like noise. The fix. She does not like noise. That does has to be there. For past negatives, the helper verb changes one more time. And this one catches many learners off guard. Use did not or didn't before the base form of the verb, not the past form. This is crucial. Wrong. I did not went to the event. Correct. I did not go to the event. After did not, the verb always resets to its base form. Did not go. Did not call. Did not finish. Did not understand. Practice these until the pattern feels automatic. Speaking is not about being perfect. It's about being understood, then being better. Now questions. Present tense questions open with do or does, depending on your subject. Do you follow English content online? Do you practice out loud? Does your friend speak English? Does your workplace use English? Past tense questions open with did. Did you complete today's practice? Did she respond to your message? Did he attend the session? Here is your invitation, and it's simpler than you think. You now have everything you need to start real English conversations. Not perfect conversations, real ones. Start with one sentence. Make it simple. Make it genuine. Use the structures from today and actually say them out loud. To yourself, to your phone camera, to anyone willing to listen. Every sentence you produce in English, however small, is building a skill that grows with each use. If this lesson gave you something valuable today, please give it a like. It genuinely helps English Unleashed Lab reach more learners just like you. And don't stop here. Every lesson on this channel is one more step toward the confident, natural English speaker you are already becoming.